you. It's nothing personal, okay? Cold-blooded. Thank you for the $3. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. All right. Who wants to go first? Angelo, you wrote a wall post or whatever. You want to explain that?
Well, first of all, I want to say good evening to everybody, including Ernie. How you doing?
Doing good.
So about mid-morning, 8:30, 9:30, I got a call from a detective that had been contacted by Ernie Shell. Ernie had filed a report, very extensive report actually, and the detective wanted to speak with me. And after about 3 hours of back and forth with the detective and actually meeting with him in a small hot room in person, he had gone over some documents that Ernie had sent him and had verified them through whatever sources that the detective had. And that includes some things that I have claimed were false, in some sense of fashion false. One of them was the Trump Tower thing. And let me clarify what I mean by this. I am not in any way saying that Ernie worked directly for the Trumps. I'm saying that Ernie performed the task of security through an agency for Trump Towers, just as he did at the Kyle Rittenhouse trial for an agency. I'm familiar with those agencies because I've worked with those agencies and they pay very well, so you'd be a fool not to take the contracts. They are typically contracts that range anywhere from 15, 20, 30, 45, 60, 65, 90, up to a year in length. They do require extensive backgrounds. They do require to have some tactical sense of tactical knowledge, whether it's with weapons or hand-to-hand combat. All the certifications that Ernie had sent to the detective were vetted by the detective and were proven to be correct. So I stand corrected on those things. It was then told by the detective that both Ernie and I were being stupid. We were both smart, stubborn individuals that when we sink our teeth into something, we don't want to let it go. And for that, he suggested that we have a conversation. So with the detective's directive, we had a conversation because the last message I'd gotten from Ernie and I had respected was to no longer contact him and to leave him alone. And I did. The detective reached out to Ernie, bridged the communication, and then Ernie and I had our discussions. And in order for us to have the closure, Ernie wanted some stuff from me, and I wanted one specific thing from Ernie. And that was the agreement that we had made. So far, so good, Ernie?
You got it.
So, Ernie has, listen, whether we like it or not, Ernie has a bail bonds license. I don't know how that operates in Tennessee, if it makes him a bounty hunter or however it works. I'm not familiar with any of that stuff, but he is a licensed bail bondsman, whether we like it or not. And bail bonds do get access to specific systems, much similar, not as extensive, but similar to police, that allow them to do their tracing and tracking of individuals that are coming up on whatever warrants or whatever needs that they need for that. I have no control over that. I also have no control over stolen valor. And I say stolen valor in a way that it's mostly a federal crime, and all I can do is report it. Whatever happens federally is what happens federally. At this point in juncture, nobody really takes the stolen valor stuff seriously enough to do anything about it. So I'm at an impasse. So I have spent thousands of dollars, time, pain and suffering, mental anguish, and just a bunch of resources that could be better spent somewhere else. And to be honest with you, all Ernie and I would be doing when we go to court is spending thousands of dollars for a judge to tell us the same thing that this detective told us for free, which is shut the fuck up, do your handshake, come to an agreement, and walk the fuck away. The agreement that Ernie and I came to was me stating these facts from a detective. If you guys don't like the facts, I suggest getting your own detectives and having them do the same thing. But it's my detective. It's my detective telling me that this information is accurate. So why would my detective lie to me? It's not Ernie telling me this information. It's a detective telling me this information. So I have no other avenues to go. What I will state, and Ernie can correct me if I'm wrong, the detective did verify that I did not forge his signature. Correct? Thank you.
Yeah. I
did not forge his signature. That battle, if he wants it, is with another agency, and that's for them to figure out if they want to do it.
It was forged, but the chances are not by Angelo. That's exactly what the detective said.
Yes.
Okay, so the question was, the one that I seen was that Ernie said that your investigator found him to be true. Is that true?
That is not what Detective King said. What Detective King said was that Ernie and another party, I'm assuming was Sweet Katie or somebody associated with, submitted documentations from Ernie's side to show that Ernie did all of these jobs or whatever. And as far as the cop was concerned, he wasn't going to investigate any of that because to him it wasn't part of the argument. The argument that Ernie and his associate was making was that Angelo, forged his signature committing fraud in order to obtain his military records, which he claims are false records. Let's keep that in mind. So the detective suggested that Ernie and I have a conversation with him facilitating it. And that's what happened.
Right.
We had a conversation, and at that time, Ernie even said to the detective he didn't believe I was the one that forged it. And then on video, Ernie said he didn't believe I was the one that forged it. So that time, the case was dismissed and closed. But I kept to my agreement to not continue to go after him, because that was the agreement I made. And what kind of a person would I be if I didn't keep that agreement? Ernie and his associate felt that.
Were proven to be lies?
As for the detective.
Right.
So as for the detective, verifying Ernie's, statuses, all he verified was Ernie submitted the same documents that we've seen Ernie submit on this platform before.
Oh, you mean the ones that were proven to be lies?
I mean, I have no idea if they're legitimate or not. All I know is that that's what he submitted to the detective, and the detective didn't really care because that wasn't part of the argument. The argument was that Ernie and his associate felt that I was illegally stalking, harassing him for no reason. They had no idea who I was. That was the statements they gave. And that I obtained his documents illegally. The same documents that he claims are not his documents, folks. Which means, as far as the detective would be concerned, if you were thinking about it, they are his documents then. They do show that he didn't serve. So, I mean...
Right.
I'm just stating facts.